Hello everybody and welcome back to Teachers Talk Money, where I help teachers master their money in order to give back to themselves. So today I have for you my July net worth update, and this one is a very special one because this is the most my net worth has ever decreased in a single month. And coming off of June, which was the highest increase I had seen in a single month, it is quite a drastic difference. This was totally expected because I am living off of my savings over the summer, and I also purchased a car this month and made a huge move to a new apartment, and so I drained a lot of sinking funds that I had for these things, and that's really the primary reason. Still, that being said, it is quite a steep decline to look at in my net worth spreadsheet. So without further ado, let's take a look at all the numbers for July 2021 to see how everything panned out. Alright, so let's start with my investment accounts, first beginning with my Roth IRA. So this is an interesting case too, because in my Roth IRA, I have already contributed the maximum amount for 2021, which is $6,000 for me. And so none of the growth for the rest of the year in my Roth IRA will be based on my contributions. Instead, it's going to be based entirely on whatever my funds are doing. So the total value in my Roth IRA is $17,036. This is up $80 from last month, and I did not contribute anything, so that entire $80 is passive income. Now, that's a very small month of growth. It's been very tumultuous so far, but that is the value of it at the time that I'm filming this video. Then we have my 457B, which is my employer-sponsored retirement plan. This is valued at $12,322 for a change of $316 since last month. However, I contributed $377 out of my paycheck. That was just, I think, what came out percentage-wise of my final paycheck. And so this actually decreased by $61. And then we have my pension account, which I'm really not tracking as an investment account because, as you guys know at this point, I only track the contributions to my pension, and that is sort of just my way of very conservatively calculating my net worth, whether or not I leave my district or leave teaching before I invest in my pension. This is valued at $10,822. Those are my total contributions. And I contributed $188 this month out of my final paycheck since the last time I filmed Net Worth Update. And so, once again, all of that growth is just the contributions that I did for my paycheck this month. Then we have my supplemental pension, which I honestly expected to be updated by now because the date on it currently is last June. And so I assumed that it just updated June 30th every year. But when I went to log on to the website, it's still valued at $514, and it still hasn't updated since last June. So I have no idea what the amount in this is. I might just start tracking what my contributions are to it every month because I can see that from my pay stubs. But I'm not totally sure what's going on with it, so I'm not going to make any decisions yet, and we'll just calculate it at $514 for a change of $0. Next, let's take a look at my savings accounts, the first one being my emergency fund. Fortunately, I did not have to dip into this at all this month, and it's currently valued at $5,035, and that grew $2 in interest. Which takes us to the culprit here, my other savings. So this is all of my sinking funds, and that includes the sinking fund that I have to live off over the summer, which I'm currently doing. That includes my car sinking fund, which I spent pretty much in its entirety this month when I got my new car. And it includes my moving fund, which I used pretty much all of as well for this move. Right now, my other savings are valued at $5,279 for a total change of negative $6,589. Again, this represents various financially serious transitions that happened in this month particularly, and it's just honestly a lot to look at once. But let's take it in consideration with everything and take a look at all of my totals for this month. So as you can see, when we total everything up, my net worth is currently $51,008. This month it changed by negative $6,003, so it decreased by over $6,000. And that brings my year-to-date change down very far. It was about 20,000 last month. That takes us to just under 15,000 this month. And let's take a look at my passive income this month and this year so far. As you can see, I've had months where it's really increased and months where it's decreased a little bit, and this month was extremely mediocre and it just increased by $19. So not a ton of passive income, but it brings my year-to-date passive income to $2,561, which is not too shabby. So to visualize the total change for this month and every month that I've been tracking before it, let's take a look at my net worth graph. So this is pretty interesting because we're starting to actually see some patterns here now that I've been tracking it for basically the cycle of 2 school years. I started tracking it in September 2019, and so as you can see, it consistently went up until summer 2020 when I lived off of my savings. It went slightly down in July and a little bit more drastically down for August, and then went steeply up for the remainder of the year once the school year began. And you can see even more steep increases in the beginning of 2021 because that's when a lot of my stipends started hitting. That's when I got my 3rd paycheck, and at one point during this I got my tax refund as well and stimulus checks. So it was cool to see that rate increase. And now we have very clearly visually the steepest decline that has happened. It's a little bit hard to look at. Last month in June, my net worth increased by over $5,000, and that was something I had really never seen in my net worth updates at that point so far. And so it was really exciting to see it dip below even the point that I was at before June is a little bit disheartening. But I'm keeping in mind that I literally had so many expensive transitions this summer, and all of the money I spent this summer was saved for the purpose of all the different things I spent it on. Supporting myself over the summer, being able to move and pay for things like movers, and buying a new car so that I could pass my old car on to my brother who is going to begin working soon. I don't really know what I was going through in my head when I decided to make all of these decisions at once. That being said, it's pretty much over with. We'll probably see some more decline in August, which I'm very much emotionally prepared for, but hopefully that decline will be less than it was in July. And I'm also hopeful that possibly the markets could do a little bit better in August than they did in July, given me only $19 in passive income. And that would maybe help balance out sort of the losses that I'm seeing. Now, obviously, cannot rely on that at all, but something to consider with this is not only did I go through all these transitions, but the market just happened to have a mediocre month in the month that I was doing that. So tune in next month to see my August numbers. Like I said, I'm expecting some more decrease, but hopefully not so drastic as this month. Honestly, I don't even know if it's physically possible for it to be as drastic as this month, but who knows? You'll have to check in to see. I hope you all have an amazing week. Thank you so much for joining me here monthly to check on my net worth with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!